Sometimes it feels like you're stuck in a loop. You meet someone, they show just enough affection to keep you hopeful, but never enough consistency to make you feel safe. And somehow, without realizing it, you start caring more than they ever will. You start giving more than they could ever match. You start trying, hoping, waiting for love to arrive fully from someone who can barely offer half. And deep down you wonder, why do I always fall for the ones who can't love me properly?
The uncomfortable truth is this: you're not attracting the wrong people, you're accepting them, because somewhere along the way, your heart learned to call inconsistency normal. Maybe you grew up around people who gave affection in pieces. Maybe you had to earn love by being quiet, by being good, by being useful. Maybe you never felt chosen without proving yourself. So now, as an adult, attention feels like care, and bare minimum feels like connection. You're not broken. You're repeating what feels familiar. People who can't love you properly give you just enough to keep you close, but never enough to make you secure. And because you fear losing someone you care about, you start to overcompensate. You try harder, you love louder, you give more, you shrink your needs, your expectations, your voice. Not because they deserve that effort, but because somewhere inside, you still hope that if you love perfectly, they'll love you back properly. But people who are emotionally underdeveloped always choose the version of you that tries the hardest. They're not choosing you, they're choosing your effort. And mixed signals started to feel like chemistry. You tell yourself, they're just busy, they're just guarded, they just need time. But deep down, you feel it. You always care more, you always try harder, you always end up waiting for the bare minimum and calling it love. You're not doing this because you're weak. You're doing it because a past version of you believed that this was the best you could get. But the moment you start healing, you stop chasing people who confuse you. You stop romanticizing almost, and suddenly the ones who couldn't love you properly can't reach you anymore. Receiving requires vulnerability. Chasing doesn't. When you chase, you stay in control, you stay in motion, you stay useful. But when someone actually shows up with real love, with consistency, attentiveness, softness, you don't know what to do with it. It feels foreign, unfamiliar, almost suspicious, because you never learned what it feels like to be loved without conditions. So you go back to the kind of people who feel like home, even when home was never safe. Healing doesn't start when you meet someone better. It starts when you finally look at yourself honestly. When you stop asking, why don't they love me enough? And start asking, why do I keep choosing people who clearly can't love me? Healing begins when you realize you don't have to chase anyone to prove your worth. You don't have to overextend yourself to feel valuable. You don't have to settle for emotional crumbs because you once believed crumbs were a feast. Real love doesn't confuse you. Real love doesn't make you anxious. Real love doesn't require you to sacrifice your sanity to secure a place in someone else's life. You're not hard to love. You were just loving people who didn't have the capacity to meet you where you are. And the moment you realize that, your entire world shifts. You stop running toward the wrong people. You stop settling for half love. You stop shrinking yourself for those who can't grow. And for the first time, you create space for someone who can love you deeply, consistently, fully. Not because you chased them, not because you proved yourself, but because he healed you. Finally understands that not everyone was meant to love you deeply and what you deserved all along. Rise and Rebuild, MED.